Awesome. Thanks for hopping on, you guys. I have a lot to talk about tonight, but I think it's all very cohesive. And so I think and my hope that this is incredibly helpful. I have been seeing some trends just with social media that I think we need to address. And I think a lot of you are maybe feeling a little bit stuck with your social media. So hopefully this is going to help. Before we get started on that, let's talk about some announcements. First and foremost, collagen is live. The Pink Pro collagen drink is live. You guys, if you are not familiar with what collagen does and why you need collagen in your system, do yourself a favor and do a little bit of research and educate yourself on the benefits of collagen because everyone can benefit from it. Like everyone can benefit from collagen. Not only does it help with hair, skin, and nails, it helps with your muscles, it helps with things like aches and discomforts, it helps with headaches. All kinds of things can be directly related to collagen. And collagen is one of those things that once it starts to break down in your body, it's incredibly hard to get it back. So putting collagen back into your body, doing the collagen gummies, doing the peptides, doing this collagen drink, you are going to notice a massive difference in your body. But also, just know what collagen can do for people because then you're prepared to talk about it. You're prepared to make posts. You can make a post with you and your Pink Pro in your Thrive H2O bottle and talk about the benefits of collagen. Okay, so do yourself a favor. One of my favorite places to go and research things, Pinterest. Go to Pinterest and just put in the search bar benefits of collagen. You're going to get simple but good information. Also, there's a lot of times some graphics that you can grab, put in your stories. I love Pinterest for that kind of stuff. I'm not going to WebMD to look up the benefits of collagen. I want something quick. I want something that's easy for me to read and understand. And I want something that's going to give me some talking points so that I can share with people the benefits of collagen. If you have not got the Pink Pro yet, I really, really recommend you go and get it. No, we cannot use credits on it yet because it's brand new. But you guys, frankly, when a new product comes out, we need to do our due diligence to try it. If you decide that it's not for you and you don't want to continue ordering it, that's fine. But you need to at least try it. Okay. I cannot tell you, like, I use the salted caramel shakes and I send it out with samples. I don't like the salted caramel shake. That's just me. But I ordered it so that I would know what it tastes like, what's the consistency, and I use it for samples. So when a new product comes out, do your due diligence and get that product so that you can try it. If you haven't got the gummies yet, you need to try the gummies. Personally, I think they're fantastic. They're like literally a game changing product as far as I'm concerned, along with an amazing price point. But collagen has an amazing price point too. And I think you guys really, really need to get your hands on this. I would say that our flavors have been so on point lately. I'm really excited for the pink lemonade. Okay, moving on. Enough about that. Actually, drop it in the chat if you went ahead and ordered your collagen. I got the collagen. I got two of those, and my mom got collagen. So the other thing I want to talk about is if you have not listened to Jason's call, if you're new to the company and you're like, who's Jason? Jason is our co-founder and one of our CEOs. Jason is usually the go-to guy for creating of products. Okay, so creation of products and kind of the mastermind behind the nutraceuticals of our company would be Jason. Paul is kind of our sales and promotions and hype guy, but Jason is kind of our science minded guy. Jason did a call and you can access it from your cloud office. So when you log into your cloud office, it should just pop right up there. Listen to that call. It's only about 7 minutes long. I don't think it's more than 10 minutes. And he talks about some things that are coming in the company. And he also talks about some things that we need to get mentally prepared for. There is something going to drop at Thrive Palooza they will not give us any hint as to what it is. And I actually don't think it's a product. I don't know what it is, but they keep talking about this thing, and they talked about it in Punta Cana like multiple times, and they almost gave us a hint at the party and then nothing. And so there's something coming, and they say that it is going to change the direct sales market. Like it's going to change the game. I don't know what it is. But I know that every time they say that they're getting ready to change the game, they mean it. So there's nothing out there like it, and it's big. I don't know what it is, but listen to that call, and it's going to get you excited for what's coming. And it's just important to plug yourself in. Always plug in. Last announcement, Thrive-Palooza. You guys, you need to make an effort to get there. Okay, we have several people who have already got their tickets. They've already got their plane tickets. That's amazing. That's awesome. I am so proud of you. You guys, retreats are fun. Lifestyle getaways are fun, but there is nothing like Thrive-Palooza. It is literally jammed packed with trainings. They are having top social media trainers there. They have top keynote speakers. They have top leaders from the company that are there. They give away so much stuff. Like last year, they gave away like 4 like 5-night stays in Cabo, just like randomly. Ultimate Thriver is going to be announced, but most of all, we just get to come together, and like you get to be face to face with all of your Thrivers, right? You get to come face to face with your team. You get to hype each other up. I know that when people walk away from Thrive-Palooza, things change in their business. I saw it happen last year when we all came together. People walked away on our team. People walked away from Thrive-Palooza and they upped their game. I have seen people walk away from Thrive-Palooza and rank up like almost immediately, because that momentum and that drive and that power that just gets infused in you from being in that setting and receiving that training, you can't replace it. When we go to lifestyle getaways, we don't do training. We just don't. We're there for vacation. And that there's something to be said for that. When we go on retreats, yes, we do learning, but not at that magnitude, not at that level. So, just make an effort. You guys, make an effort. You may have to make a sacrifice to do it. You may have to, sacrifice some PTO. You may have to start saving some of your commissions to make it happen. But I can promise you that there is not a more transformative event during the year, period. And everyone is welcome. You do not have to be a rank. You could have joined yesterday and go to Thrive-Palooza, okay? If you have someone who is in your area and they're just kind of wishy-washy about it, and you're close to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, bring that person along, because I promise you it will change their perspective. It will change their perspective. Okay. Let's talk social media, you guys. That's what I wanted to focus on today. I have been noticing some trends in social media. I've been doing some kind of like personal development myself with my own social media. And I just thought that we haven't really honed in on this topic in a while. And I want to do that. Okay. So I have a list so that I can stay on track, because you guys know how I can get. When it comes to your social media and Thrive, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to mean it. You have to talk about the products. I don't care if you have 50,000 Instagram followers. If you are not talking about the products consistently, daily, and I'm not talking about shoving it down people's throat. If you are not putting your 3 steps in your story, if you are not making a post about what's happening in your life, or what's happening in your customer's life, posting, you guys, one of my favorite things to post is when a customer sends me like a shout out, just a message in Messenger that says, hey, oh my gosh, I lost 10 pounds, or hey, oh my gosh, I haven't had an energy drink in 2 weeks, or I just cleaned my whole house. I've never had this much energy before in my life. I screenshot that. Obviously, I crop out their name so that you can't see who it is, because you want to respect their privacy. I crop out their names. I chuck that up in my stories. And I just put a little thing in my stories that says, this is what my customers are saying. This is what Thrive is doing for people this week. And I just do that. You guys, that's so simple, but guess what that's doing? It's third-party validation. That's one of my favorite things to do. I have screenshots of people's messages to me saved in my phone. So at any given time, I can throw up a series of 5 or 6 of them to show people that these products are really changing people's lives. But I can tell you right now, one, you need to talk live about this. You cannot just post story slideshows. Story slideshows are important. It is important to make good story slideshows. Okay. So if you have not honed in on that and you haven't perfected that craft, then you should be working on that. Working Canva, work in PixArt, whatever you want to do to create story slideshows. But sometimes all you need is to grab your packet of Activate, grab your favorite cup, and say, hey, you guys, I know it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I know some of you are dragging, and I know you're about to go and get a $7 Starbucks drink. But guess what? I've got B12 vitamins that are going to change the game for you. So if you want some healthy energy, vote right here in this poll, and I will get you a sample of this. Whatever. Okay. But people need to see you using the products, and they need to hear your enthusiasm about the products. You have to talk about the products. People are not going to figure it out through osmosis. And the other thing that I will say about that, before we launch into talking about social media strategy, there is a fine line between shoving Thrive down people's throat and being too ambiguous. I'm just going to call it like I see it. Some of y'all are being way too ambiguous. I am guilty of this. Okay? You cannot just make a post with your capsules in your story and not say anything about what those capsules do. Because if you are growing your network, there are people who don't know what those do. You cannot assume that people know what those capsules are doing. So if you're going to post in your stories every morning with your capsules, at some point you need to explain what those do. Why are you taking those purple capsules every day? Why are you mixing up that shake every single day? What is that thing on your hand? What is that patch on your arm? Why is she always wearing that patch? People will not figure it out through osmosis. You cannot be so ambiguous that people don't know what that is. You have to tell people. Putting on my energy sticker for the day. Vitamins, minerals, nutrients. I'm going to have all day energy thanks to this bad boy. Love my jumper cable capsules. This gets me up first 20 minutes of my day. Boom, I'm ready and motivated to go. How simple is that? It's so simple, you guys. But if we're too ambiguous, people are like, okay, well, she posted about those purple capsules again. Like, don't know what those do, but she must like them. I mean, it's, we have to laugh about it because we get to the point where we just assume everyone knows what we're talking about because we feel like we talk about it all the time. But frankly, if you're growing your network, there are people who don't know what you're talking about. You have to break it down. There is that fine line between being too ambiguous and just assuming that people are going to figure it out on their own and being too wordy. You know what I mean? You don't have to have the scientific terms. You don't have to have an elevator speech ready every single day when you wake up in the morning, but you do need to tell people what it's doing. You do need to tell people why they need it. You do need to provide a solution to their problems with what you're doing, right? We all know that everybody needs Thrive. We all know that everybody could benefit from Thrive. Tell them why so that they know and do it consistently. Okay, give me a 2 in the chat if you're picking up what I'm dropping. If you're like, yep, got it, noted, moving on. Whether you're like, I'm already doing that, it's cool, I'm good, my social media is perfect, or you're like, I need to switch some things up. Give me a 2 in the chat. Thank you. I'm seeing 2s. I am seeing 2s. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about how to create relatable content. One of the biggest ways to grow your audience, in my opinion, is to, and I've talked about this before, you have to present yourself in a way that helps people know you, like you, and trust you. Okay, if you're taking notes right now, that's something they want to, you want your audience, your friends, your followers, whoever, you want them to know you, like you, and trust you. Because when they do finally get in your inbox and say, hey, can you tell me about that Thrive stuff? If they know you, like you, and trust you based on your social media, half the battle is already won. You're not going to have to beg them to trust your opinion on this. So, how do you create content that helps people know you, like you, and trust you? Okay, well, first of all, you need to hone in on who you are. Who are you? What audience are you trying to reach? Are you trying to reach a mom audience? If you're trying to reach a mom audience, which mom audience are you trying to reach? Working moms with teenagers, or stay-at-home moms with toddlers, or moms who are workout maniacs, or moms who are in the agriculture industry, right? There's a whole lot of moms out there. Who's your mom audience? Okay, if you're not a mom, who are you trying to hone in on? What audience are you trying to hone in on? People who are in their 50s and 60s who are wanting to have some extra money for retirement, people who are in their 20s who are spending money on Bang energy drinks that are going to end them up in the hospital with a heart attack. Who are you trying to target? Figure out that audience and then speak to that audience. That, in my opinion, is the biggest hurdle that you have to overcome, is hone in on who you are talking to. And frankly, all it comes down to is, who are you? I can't talk to, I'm going to pick on someone. I can't talk to Tara's audience. I'm not a teacher and my kids aren't teenagers. Tara's audience is totally different than mine. Okay? And Tara can't talk to my audience either. She doesn't have toddlers anymore. I mean, maybe she can in the sense that she's a kindergarten teacher, but our audiences are totally different. I'm not creating posts about having teenage children and the struggles of having teenage children. I don't know what that's like. Tara should not be creating posts about what it's like to raise a toddler and be in the trenches with a toddler, because she's past that stage. Give me a 1 if you understand what I'm saying. Understand who your audience is and know that your audience is directly connected to who you are, because your lived experience is valuable. Your lived experience is valuable. Lexi, you are 20 years old. And sometimes I feel like you feel discouraged because not many 20-year-olds are thinking about their health. But how many 20-year-olds graduated high school and don't know what the hell they're doing with their life? You can provide direction. You are on a path. You have a mission. You have a purpose. You have drive. You have motivation. You're not sitting on the couch watching Netflix eating potato chips. You can provide inspiration to that audience. Who are you talking to? That's a big, big thing. Okay? So when you're creating relatable content, in my opinion, not everybody would agree with this, but in my opinion, what has worked for me is to have a 75-25 split. 25% of my social media is very much me. It's about Lydia. This is what Lydia's kids are doing today. This is what Lydia is enjoying right now. This is what Lydia is eating for dinner. This is what Lydia is doing for vacation. It's about Lydia. 25%. 25%. That's it. 75% of my content is ambiguous and shareable. Nobody is going to share what Lydia is eating for dinner. Nobody cares. I post those things because it reminds people that I am human. I do normal things. I eat dinner. I go on vacation. I ask for book recommendations. These are things that I do. These are Lydia things. Okay? But nobody's going to be sharing that. Now, if I sit down and I think about how hard it is to raise a toddler, and think about how I can tell another mom out there that I see her in that struggle, and post a picture that maybe is not like a full face frontal of my kids, but maybe my kids playing in the distance. Okay? Keep in mind, if you're creating shareable content, you need to keep your family safe. Okay? That I'm going to say that, and I mean it. Okay? But if you can write a post that says, it can be this simple. It can be this simple. I made a post in a group last night before I ended up in Facebook jail, in a mom's group that said, mamas of strong-willed children, are you okay? You guys, I had over 200 comments in 15 minutes. Why? Because it was relatable. So I could make a post on my wall, if I wasn't in Facebook jail, that says, it's got a picture. For example, let's just play this out in our minds together, okay? Go here with me. Go here with me. I post a picture. My kids are playing in the driveway. They're far enough away that you cannot make any distinctive features of my children. They are fully clothed, okay? Again, protect yourself, especially if you are in the mom sphere, okay? If you're not in the mom sphere, you have a lot more freedom. But when it comes to our kids, we are careful, okay? So I post a picture, pictures far enough away, kids are fully clothed, and my caption to this picture is, Mama, I see you. Mama of toddlers who need snacks all the time, who need diaper changes all the time, who need to go to the doctor all the time, who need your attention and your affection all the time. Mama, I see you, because we are in this together and we are going to make it through this season. That's all it says. And I post it and I make it public. Guess what? That is shareable and relatable content. How many of you in this chat, if you saw that, would be like, oh my God, she's talking to me? I can see 5 names right now that I think that content is relatable to you. Do you see what I did there? I created something that is relatable to other people. It's not about Lydia. It's not all about Lydia. It's about them. It's about the season that they're in. And I'm in that season too. So it connects us, right? We have a connection. We have a shared experience. But the content is relatable and shareable for that audience. And it's the audience that I am connecting with. Moms of toddlers. Give me a yes. If it makes sense, give me a yes. If it doesn't make sense, you need to say, Lydia, I don't even know what you're talking about right now. Okay? I need to know that what I'm telling you is helping and making sense. 25-75. In my opinion, that just works. You are human. You have a family. You have a life. 25 of your content should be about you. Okay. And some of that 25% is going to be Thrive, right? It's going to be your Flex Friday. It's going to be your payday posts. It's going to be you going to Thrive Palooza, right? That's part of your 25%. Some of your Thrive posts are going to be in that relatable content too. It's going to be in that 75%. Mama, I see you having a mental breakdown in the grocery store line because you're not quite sure if you have enough money in the bank to cover this. Been there. And I can talk about that lived experience because 100% been there. I went to the grocery store today on payday, not to go on a tangent, but I had this thought today. If my Thrive business had not grown in the past 2 years, so say I was still in the same place that I was 2 years ago, I would still be able to go get my groceries without having to have a panic attack. And thank the Lord, my Thrive business has grown, and that's wonderful. But if it had not grown at all, and I had just stayed consistent, and we had just stayed consistent as a team, my family would still be in a better place than we were 4 years ago. Okay, that's why it's important to talk about your experience with this business opportunity, and we'll get into that in a minute. Okay, all right, I'm seeing some yeses, so we're gonna move on. Oh wait, Nope, that's not what I wanted. My notes got out of order. Let's talk about, who wants to talk about making Thrive posts relatable? Is that something that you guys feel like you're struggling with, or do you have a grasp on that? Like, how do you make Thrive posts relatable and draw people in? How do you do that? How do you do that without being scammy or spammy or yucky? Is that something that you guys feel like you could use some guidance on, or are you like, nah, dog, I'm good? I'm gonna make you guys interact in the comments. Okay, let's talk about that. One of the best ways that I have found to create relatable content, first of all, it can't be too short that it's ambiguous. Okay, can't be too short that it's ambiguous. Be careful about using too many emojis. Okay, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about myself. So I was an anthropology major in college. Okay, anthropology and sociology, which means that I like to study people and I like to analyze people. And one of my favorite things to do is to analyze the direct sales industry and what pisses people off about it. And I know that sounds super weird. As someone in the direct sales industry, Lydia, why are you paying attention to the negative things that people are saying about the social or about the direct sales industry? One, I have a super thick skin and I know what I have is gold, right? Like, you're not going to change my mind about what I have. But what that does is it tells me what's not working. What is not working in direct sales? Our company is working, and there's a reason, because we have the best comp plan, we have the best bonuses, and our products actually do what they say they're going to do. But when it comes to promoting this, what is not working? And I can tell you, one of the things that I see over and over and over again that is not working is the posts are what's it's almost like word vomit. Okay, they're like 6 paragraphs long and they have 500 emojis in them. People are not stopping to read those. People have the attention span of a goldfish. You need to grab their attention within 3 seconds and you need to hold their attention for maybe 10 at most. So if your post is this long and is overstimulating because it has 75 different fonts and 500 emojis, people are like, I ain't got time for that mess. And it screams direct sales. Okay, we want our posts to be relatable, we want them to be digestible, and we want them to be clean and crisp. You have to use language that is you. Okay, if you were using 500 emojis in your post before you started thriving and people respond to that, by all means, go for it. Okay, I'm not saying you need to change what you do. If you were the person who talked in emojis and that's your audience, fine. I'm willing to let that one go. But the majority of y'all did not, right? I didn't talk in emojis. I talk the same way now that I did before. I've not recreated my personality to fit Thrive or direct sales. That's silly. You were a person before this. You are a person after this. Okay, you do not change your identity to become a social seller. That does not work. That is one of the number one turnoffs for people, is when people try to change their entire personality to sell a product. It doesn't work. So, when it comes to creating relatable content for Thrive, one of the best things that I have found, one, first of all, good photos. Okay, good photos. If you don't like taking selfies, you need to start liking taking selfies. Work on it. Figure it out. Okay, get the good lighting. Make yourself look cute. Okay, if you're having a good hair day, change your shirt 3 times. Use one of your patches. Move your patch here, move your patch here, move your patch here. Take 3 different selfies on a good hair day. Okay, good photos. That's a big thing. Good photos. Because a photo will draw someone in first. A photo will make someone stop and read. Okay, so make sure you're working on your photo content. Show up imperfectly first. You do not have to be perfect first. You need to show up and work on it because practice makes perfect. So the first thing is your photos. The second thing that I've found is I like to, when I'm thinking about creating relatable content for Thrive, I write letters to myself. I know that sounds kind of weird. I'm going to explain it. I write letters to my former self because, again, we should be focused in on our audience, right? We know who our audience is, and our audience is essentially us, right? They're just us not thriving. So if I am trying to make a Thrive post that resonates with tired, overwhelmed, and overstimulated and unmotivated moms of toddlers, who better than to talk to than Lydia 4 years ago? So when I'm writing that post, I think about who I was. Where was I? And what would it have taken? What would someone have to say for me to be willing to try this 4 years ago? And that's who I write the posts to. I talk about being skeptical. I talk about being at my wit's end. I talk about not recognizing myself in the mirror. I talk about dreading the baby monitor going off in the morning. I talk about all those things because that was my lived experience. Who were you before Thrive and what's different now? Because who you were is essentially who you're trying to talk to. So writing a post to yourself is going to be incredibly helpful. If you feel unable to talk to the mass public, that's fine. Write a post to who you were before Thrive because you all know who you were. There's a reason why you tried these products. There was some catalyst in your life that made you go, fine, I will try this stuff. And once you tried it, the game changed, right? But there was something that made you go, fine. Where were you in that moment? Talk to that person. Convince that person. Say the thing that that person needed to hear. And always end with a question. Are you ready? What are you waiting for? When are you going to message me? What could it hurt to try a sample? Why are you not with me on this yet? Always end with a question because it leaves them thinking, yeah, why? Why have I not tried it? Why have I not asked her for a sample? Why have I not put myself first for once? Why am I not taking care of myself? Talk to that person. Okay? Give me an amen if that was helpful. If it was helpful. Because you guys, again, my main goal with this is always to be helpful to you guys. If you're like, Lydia, I don't even know what you're talking about. I need you to tell me. Like, I'm not here to listen to myself talk. Okay. I need you guys to pick up what I'm putting down. Okay. Another thing, if you are like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start, follow other promoters that inspire you. Okay. Doesn't have to be me. It could be Chastity Marie. It could be Lexi. It could be Michaela. It could be Brittany. It could be Steph. It could be Amanda Arnett. It could be Amber Manquist. It could be Twin. It could be any of these promoters, right? Because these are promoters who are working their business every single day. Tony that we had on Brittany's Zoom. If you are like an empty nester, if you are a woman who is, I would say, 40 or older, if you are not following Tony, you need to message me right now and be like, Lydia, send me Tony's profile. Okay? Because she has been doing this for a long time, but she's in that stage of life. Follow promoters that inspire you. Look at their posts and take inspiration from it. Okay? Don't copy it. Don't copy and paste. Okay? Take the idea, make it your own. Look at their photos. How are they taking those photos? What do I like about that photo? If you see Brittany Strike's photos and you're like, dang, she takes really good photos. I love those photos. Look at them and figure out what it is that you like about them and try to replicate it. That's how I honed in on taking better photos. I followed influencers on social media. I followed thrivers on social media. And I said, I really like the way that she took that photo. What was it about that I liked? Was it the edit? Was it the pose? Was it the colors? What was it? And then I started to try and copy it. You guys, show up imperfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. Okay, I had someone I was talking to a potential about promoting the other day, and she's wanted to promote for months. And she told me, she said, well, I don't have anybody lined up to sign up, so I don't want to join as a promoter yet. And I went, no, honey, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Because if you don't show up imperfect and kind of unprepared, to be honest, you're not willing to receive the training. What's the point in putting in the effort of finding all of the people and having them lined up without having the training, right? Showing up imperfectly is your training. Posting photos that a year from now you're going to look back and be like, oh my God, what was I thinking? That's part of the training. You guys, when I look back at reels that I posted a year ago, I'm like, why did I think that was good? But at the time, I was willing to post it because I was willing to learn and I was willing to do. Show up imperfect because you will get better. Now, don't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. You have to grow. And the way that you grow is by influencing your own patterns, your own flavor, so to speak, with other people that you admire. I don't follow the same people that I followed a year ago. I've grown, I've developed, I've started surpassing where I wanted to go. I'm following new people. I'm trying new techniques. I'm learning new things. But you have to start somewhere. And you have to show up imperfect. You have to be willing to be imperfect because that's the only way that you will learn. Practice makes perfect. There's a reason why that saying exists. You have to be willing to practice. And in this industry, in this business, practice is showing up and being vulnerable. Practice is showing up and getting on the Zoom. Practice is making the vision board. Practice is making the post. Practice is going live. It's making story slideshows that a year from now you're never going to touch again because they're way beneath where you are. But you know what? You made them. You did it. You showed up. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. Can you imagine what Chastity Marie's post looked like 10 years ago? I bet she would look back at them and be like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? What was I thinking posting that? Like, there's grammar mistakes. I'm like, I have double chins. Like, why did I post that? But you know what? She showed up and she made a multi-million-dollar business. We all start somewhere. You have to be willing to start. You have to be willing to put in the effort, and you have to be willing to put in the work. Give me one in the chat. If you're still here, you're still awake, and you're still plugged in. Give me one. Thank you, you guys. Now, I'm going to finish on this. This is what I'm going to finish on. Creating content is important. However, the content is pointless if you're not still talking about your Thrive experience. I have learned this over the past few months. It's really no secret that my social media exploded over the last few months. My influence, so to speak, exploded over the last few months. The number one thing that I learned from that is I cannot forget about Thrive because none of that influence pays my bills. It doesn't. Thrive pays my bills. Thrive keeps me healthy. Thrive gives me energy. Thrive gets me to the gym. Thrive. None of that content matters unless I am weaving my Thrive experience into it. I am still posting on my wall on Instagram about my Thrive experience. I am still in my stories every single day telling people why they need to try these products. I am still in my stories every single day talking about the business opportunity. I am still posting about payday. I am still going live. sharing my testimony about what these products have done for me in 3 years, what this business opportunity has done for me in 3 years. Because if you are not talking about it, people are not going to reach out. One of the biggest mistakes that you can make in this business is waiting for people to come to you when you're not doing anything. If your inbox is not popping, then you should be out there making posts and going live and telling people that they need to get in your inbox. Because if you're not telling them to get in your inbox, they're probably not going to end up there. If I go live, you guys should go watch one of my lives, my old lives. You know how I end every single one of those lives? I tell people to get in my inbox. Message me. I'm not going to message you. You have to message me. Get in my inbox. Get in my inbox. Ask me for a sample. Ask me about the business opportunity. Ask me about what the 3 steps are. Ask me for information. Get in my inbox. I tell them to do it. Because if I'm not telling them, they're not doing it. The content is pointless if you are not talking about Thrive. Nothing will pay your bills like Thrive. Can you imagine? I think about this all the time. I get real with myself all the time because frankly, the things that this business has done for my family is insane, and we haven't even scratched the tip of the iceberg. Did you know that there are promoters in this business that are earning $50,000 weekly paychecks? Weekly. That's what some of y'all make in a year. $50,000 a week from this company and from this business opportunity. Do you think that they did that by waiting for people to get in their inbox? Do you think that they did that by being ambiguous about what this product was doing for them? No. They got there by being loud and proud, shouting it from the rooftops, talking about the Thrive experience, talking about the 3 steps, talking about the business opportunity. They were talking like they were having $50,000 weekly paychecks when they were having $50 weekly paychecks. If you look at your paychecks and you think to yourself, oh gosh, there's no point in making a post about that. It's so small. Like, I'll post about it when my paychecks are $100 a week. Mm-mm. No. You be proud of yourself right now because you have no idea what a $15 paycheck would do for someone. When I first started this business, I was thrilled with a $15 weekly paycheck because it meant that it went towards diapers. Point blank. I remember I was thrilled when I started having $50 paychecks because it put some fuel in my car. Imagine how I feel now. But if I hadn't started sharing even before I felt like I had arrived, I wouldn't be where I am. Stop getting in your own way. Stop worrying so much about the content that you forget the reason for it. There's a reason why you're doing this opportunity. You will not grow unless you get out of your own way, put forth the effort and the energy, dig in, get out of your comfort zone, and start to make moves. Imperfect moves. Every day, show up, put in the work, and practice because you will get better. If you're not talking about it, they're not going to be asking about it. I am incredibly proud of you guys. I always am. Thank you for showing up tonight. Thank you for being present tonight. Get the recording out to your teams. I will try to get the recording up tonight. I don't know if it's going to happen. We still got to do bath time, bedtime, all that jazz. If you guys need anything, get in my inbox. Never hesitate to ask me for help. Never hesitate to send me ideas. Never hesitate to give me constructive criticism as a leader. I want it all. But I don't know unless you talk to me. If you need me, I'm here. Get in my inbox. Never be shy. Okay? It doesn't matter if we've never even talked before. Get in my inbox. Okay. Also, if you're in the Las Vegas area, we're doing another Thrive get together on Friday, right, Michaela? Yes, Friday. Yeah. Friday, 4 to 6. Is that right? Yes. 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 Okay. Yes. If you're in Las Vegas, it's mine and Rachel's birthday this month. So we're doing a birthday party, Thrive get together, bring friends, bring people. We're not going to set up a table or anything like we did last time. We're just going to have a good get together. Bring all your Thrivers, bring your friends. We're going to do birthdaying Friday at Byron T's Saloon from 4 to 6. And we'll have drinks and cake and it'll be awesome. Okay. Love you guys. Reach out if you need me.